Alright guys, welcome to Uprising 144 Cam Hydrogen Man. Okay, today guys, you're going to spend the full day with me if you want to. I'm going to record there's so much to say, so this is only for the people who really want to know a lot about what I'm doing. Right now I'm about to brush my teeth because I just woke up. It's always the first thing, part of my protocol. You're going to learn today a lot about my protocols. You're going to learn a lot about what I do throughout the day. Why I haven't been making many videos lately, because I live here in Japan right now, and I'm just going to show you what my life is kind of like here. So you guys are going to see a lot of things and you're going to learn a lot about health. There's going to be so much. I'm just going to go over all sorts of things. But first, let me get started by brushing my teeth. And then I'm going to show you today what I would call, today's going to be a very special day. So, all right, guys, after, of course, brushing my teeth, the very next thing I do is I drink my hydrogen water. Unfortunately, I didn't record it, but I already did it. So I start with the water up here and I typically drink to about here, which is 1 liter. I pour it in my cup and I drink it quite quickly. I think I finish 1 cup within 1 or 2 minutes, and then I pour another one. So that's part of my hydrogen protocol. And then I'll show you what we do next. All right, guys, so after I do that part of my routine, the very next thing I do is I start making my morning smoothie. This one's I don't have all the powders I normally like, so I had to just figure some stuff out in Japan. This is pure chlorella. And this particular smoothie, I make a lot of different kinds. And this one's really designed for high iron content, just to make sure to get enough iron. So anybody who is potentially iron deficient, I don't give any medical advice or anything like that or make claims, but so chlorella is pretty amazing, a lot of plant-based iron. And I guess I'll just tell you guys a little bit about today and what we're going to be doing. Let's see here. The other thing I want to put in here, if I can find it, is I've got some prunes I'm going to put in here, some raisins I'm going to put in, cacao. Cacao is another one that has, well, it's actually really good for stem cells, but also, again, more iron, and it makes it taste really good. This one has no sugar or anything, it's just pure raw cacao, and again, it was another ingredient I was able to find here in Japan. Otherwise, I'd be using my Purium powders. See, organic cacao. And so, guys, while I'm making this, I can share a few things about why did I choose to move to Japan. By the way, here's all my greens. I already washed everything. And the farming here in Japan is actually kind of incredible. The way they really understand how to treat their soils and the mineral-rich content within these fruits and vegetables. I think it's a whole different quality of food. And so much beautiful farming happens in Japan. They really do have a lot of farming towns. This is a farming town, and it's just amazing, amazing food. I couldn't be happier with the quality of the food here. And so the first thing is I like to put in the powders, the greens, and then I found, let's see what did I find here. I found some sesame seeds. I like nuts and seeds and, good natural oils and fats. So I'll put some of those in there. And so anyway, the real reason, for coming to Japan and wanting to live here, I'll share some things. I'm usually pretty reserved and kind of don't like to share too much about what I'm doing. I guess you could say I'm a private person. But a lot of people have been asking throughout the years, people are curious. So this video is more for showing people why I'm not making all these videos these days, because I'm living my life and I have these routines and I do a lot of, well, as you can see, I'm making all this food and my hydrogen routines, and on top of it all, meditations, hot springs. I'm going to go do that today, and I'm obviously going to show you on video today, so you're going to get to see some very, very beautiful, in my opinion, you're going to get almost like a vacation day here in Japan. But this has been something I've been working on for a very long time. There's 3 things that are very important to me in my life, and I'm putting a lot of effort to achieving them. And that's basically the pursuit of excellent health. Obviously, you guys all know that I used to be extremely sick, so that's a big part of my goal here. And continuing just amazing health. and a lot of joy and happiness. That's another part of my big goals. And I don't personally believe, you know, money is going to make me happy. So I'm not like it was funny. I was watching this movie the other day about, you know, this guy who he was so obsessed with trying to like create big businesses and make a lot of money. And, you know, I don't judge it. It's fine. That's what he wants to do with his life. But I think for me, I was so influenced by the fact that I was so sick. And being so sick made me realize that health is really the most important thing in my life. And so I choose peace, and I choose good health, and that's why I live the way that I do. These are amazing cucumbers, by the way, that I'm putting in here. I just put some beautiful ginger in there. And then the last thing ultimately is enlightenment. So it's health, and it's happiness, and ultimately enlightenment. And you can call it enlightenment, you can call it whatever you want, really. But ultimately, those are the things that I am pursuing, and that's why I've chosen to live here, because the quality of food, the peaceful life, thankfully it's affordable, and the hot springs, really. The water is the magical part, which is, I'm going to take you to some very special ones today. I won't tell you all the secrets today, as far as I'm going to reveal them someday in the future, but I can tell you that there are some very, very interesting secrets that I have discovered that I know that the world doesn't know about water. I do show you, obviously, I try to help you guys on how, in my opinion, you can repair your health and everything with water. By the way, this is natto. Again, iron again, but this has almost as much protein as beef, but it's way better for your health and super amazing for your gut microbiome. You activate it by stirring it like this. And it's super anti-cancerous. And there's so many health benefits to it. The Japanese have done so much research on it that it's quite literally potentially one of the best foods in the world as far as how healthy it is for you. And again, you activate it like this, all the live bacteria, you'll see it's kind of foam up as you're stirring it more. And like I said, the Japanese have done so many studies. In fact, there's a special enzyme in it. Obviously, it's amazing for your health, but they realized during the whole, I'm not going to say during the whole flu thing, right? The whole flu thing that happened. Obviously, I'm talking about something else, but won't say the words because you know how YouTube is. But the big thing is they've found a special enzyme in this, and it's called nattokinase or nattokinase, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And this is the only food that it's in. And I always like things from their natural food form rather than a supplement. And so everything I like to use is food, because I'm also a data-driven guy, and the data clearly shows that it's, you know, food is better. The way we absorb the nutrients from it, the way it affects the body, all the positive aspects. And I put this in the smoothie too. A lot of people don't like the flavor of it. It is an acquired taste. And actually, I've definitely grown to like it. But if you don't like it, you can put it in smoothies and you can't even taste it. So, and the Japanese make, in my opinion, the best natto in the world. I mean, they really are the best natto makers ever. Now, what's next? I'm going to take just a few things here. I really enjoyed putting some frozen avocado. Again, the healthy fats. So that's been really nice. I'll put some of those in there. I always wanted to put avocado in my smoothies, but I thought it'd be too spendy, but I found this wonderful frozen avocado, and it's worked actually wonderfully well. And I always have to adapt wherever I am in the world, you know, as far as the foods that I put in my smoothies. If you see my smoothie videos in the US, they're very different. Then I'm going to put a little pineapple in there. Pineapple also has a very special enzyme in it that I believe is really good for breaking down certain things. This one, if you've ever heard of some jackfruit, just kind of found it. Enjoy putting a little bit in here. I'll just put a couple slices. So that's been kind of fun. Tastes really good. Tastes a little bit like bubble gum, really. Okay. And then we're almost done here. These bananas are a little small, actually. I find the Japanese are so big on fresh food that I do a lot of, I'm able to find some bargains on food that it's not that it's not really that fresh, but it's just starting to turn. And so they always have these kind of discounts. And you know, sometimes I pick up some of those. These bananas are really getting a little old. I had them in the fridge, so they kind of turned brown. But we'll see if we can make them work today. I also hate to let anything go bad. I'm very big on not letting things go bad and being very efficient. And I myself, I'm actually just getting over a cold. I recovered a lot faster than I anticipated, which was really nice. The carrots are kind of funny here. They're kind of short and fat. I'm going to put some carrots in there, and then I'll blend this up here in a second. Another ingredient I missed, walnuts. I already put the carrots in there, and I like having walnuts. I mean, you can use other types of nuts, but I like the taste of the walnuts. Makes it kind of creamy. Again, good fats, good proteins, and also very anti-cancerous. Look up the research on that. Guys, the next thing I'm going to put in here, because I'm trying to make an iron-rich, and it's actually quite protein-rich smoothie, is I'm going to put some soy milk in here. Soy milk has a lot of health benefits too. In fact, they've done some really interesting research on soy milk for cancer. You can actually look that up too. Ordinarily, I put some hydrogen water in here, but right now I don't have access to it. Actually, wait a second. I do have access to it. All right, there we go. It's all soaked with some hydrogen water that's carbon distilled, my soy milk, and everything else, and I'm ready to blend it. And then I'm going to run again my water system here to purify water while I'm gone. And then I'm going to sit down and have this smoothie, and then we're going to go for a ride, guys. It's going to be fun. Before I do that, the question is, do you think it will actually blend this? Because it's pretty jam-packed. Let's see if it blends. Well, that was easy. It definitely blended that. All right, guys, so the smoothie's all ready. Gonna give it the taste test. Wow, that actually came out really good. And so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to record this because I think it's boring. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have my smoothie breakfast while I inhale hydrogen. That's the routine that I have. It's part of my protocol. And then I'll start recording again. I'm going to show you guys the beautiful drive we're about to go on. Okay guys, so I'm inhaling my hydrogen and I'm drinking my smoothie, and I'm actually going to add some of these minerals. I forgot to tell you guys that I'm going to be adding some of this. You don't have to. It's really good. There's good research on it for hormones. If you want to have real healthy testosterone levels, really healthy estrogen levels, everything just very natural too, and the research on it is phenomenal. I did a video on it before. So I'm putting that in my smoothie. I'm inhaling my hydrogen and hopefully moving forward real soon. I can't wait to get out. So I'm getting ready to leave real soon. I'm going to use the restroom. I was going to show you this Japanese restroom. Is just so cool. First of all, you can either push a button or it does it automatically when you get close to it. So you never have to touch the toilet seat. So that's pretty cool. And the amount of options that are on this are actually really unbelievable. And I love how the Japanese always want to be like very efficient in everything. When you flush the toilet, the water that's going to fill the tank is actually where you can wash your hands. So anyway, just wanted to share. It's kind of weird, but I thought it was really cool. I'm ready to go on the trip. I'm about to open the garage and reveal to you the car that I'm driving, which I actually really like. You guys might find funny. All right, guys, so this is the car that I'm going to be driving today. It's really pretty neat. It's super small. You can see how small the front end is the size of my hand. But why do I like these type of cars? They're just so perfect for usage in Japan. Look how the door opens sideways so that you have room when opening the doors. And they have so much leg room. They're unbelievable, even though on the outside they're very, very small. On the inside, they have tons of room. They're easy to navigate here in Japan, which, you know, is normally an issue. The car has adjustable armrests. Hey guys, so on the highway, it's actually a really nice highway, very smooth, very open, not a ton of traffic. Scenery is beautiful. Look at all the green. Look at those mountains. Great drive. All right, guys, going over a bridge. You can see all the beautiful scenery. So far, so good, and the weather is just perfect. So pretty. Look at those mountains. Hey guys, look how pretty the Japanese forest is. I missed some trees I wanted to record for you guys, but oh well. It's still extremely beautiful. I want to see if I can capture some farmland. There's farmers everywhere. Super amazing quality food. Look at the pretty red, guys, and those pretty trees. Look at that. Look at all that red. All right, guys. I just pulled over for a second because this was just too beautiful and it was hard to drive while trying to take footage. Look at this beautiful lake. So pretty. There's like some type of pond, and oh, I think I just missed it. There's some railroad tracks over here. Old school train. Kire? So they're checking the oil on the car, and you can see how tiny. It's almost like a toy. It's kind of fun. So I just thought I'd check further. Guys, everybody's doing farming around here. The Japanese love farming, and look at the beautiful green mountains. I wish I could express to you how much they care about their soil too, the farmers. In America and other countries. Now look at that, there's some solar right there. The Japanese like their solar. I know some people don't like it. I do. Why not? Well, guys, more beautiful footage. It's kind of a long drive. Road trip. Guys, that is cornfield right there. Yes, the Japanese do grow corn. Let's see if we can get a good shot at it coming up here. Look at this. There it is. So much is rice. Those are some rice fields right there. Best rice in the world, in my opinion. Look at over here, more farming. There's more solar, guys. I've seen a lot of solar out here and a lot of farming, obviously. And then I saw some cows. I didn't record that, but the Japanese also grow the most delicious, best cows in the world, in my opinion. But it's not just my opinion. Ask any chef. Well, guys, this is super cool. And not only is it amazing for your health, it is just so amazing. So this is actually hot springs. And the steam, because it's so hot coming from the hot springs, see how it says caution, do not touch steam? You can actually cook your food here, and it's super healthy way of cooking it, and it just gives us such an amazing flavor. And I honestly, guys, super special, unbelievable. And you got the beautiful view to the ocean. This is awesome. Well, guys, I'm not sure that you can really feel it, obviously you're not here, but it just feels really peaceful. People are friendly and happy. You know, you don't get any violence out here, people acting weird. And look at all the steam coming off from this food cooking from the hot geysers. So amazing. Out, guys, I got some great pictures here. That is right there, the hot spring geyser. They really live off the ocean here in Japan. And look at the seaweed. That's pretty cool. Beautiful pictures. Very old school and new school. I like Japanese trucks. They're so funny. They're everywhere. Those are their work trucks. These really are beautiful. I like the seaweed one. That's so cool. And all their clams too. An old school house. A lot of old houses around here. You can just see the beauty. There's a path there. I don't know if that leads to the potentially the hot springs or up the mountain. And then of course you just have the beautiful ocean. A lot of ships out there too, I saw. They really do obviously live off the ocean. More footage of the hot spring. See right there. And then all the special piping, controlling the pressure and everything. I'm telling you, they love their hot springs in Japan. And well, I love them too. I love the hot springs too. Natural water from the earth, none of the chemicals and weird stuff. All right, guys, check it out. This is it. This is what I'm going to be cooking here. They give you these special gloves because this thing gets hot. I'm gonna put it on there, and there you go. Gonna start steaming away, cooking with hot springs. It makes the food taste so delicious. All right, guys, there it is, all cooked. And inside that little white, looks like a rice bowl, actually it's scallops inside. So I'm gonna take it out and start eating. I opened one of these, and part of the special part is the juice. So I'm gonna drink the juice and then eat what's inside. Guys, I just had the juice, and it has such a amazing taste of the ocean, but you can also taste like the flavor of the hot springs, almost a little sulfury, and it was extremely delicious. Just the broth was amazing. I'm gonna actually eat the oyster here. Wow. Oh my gosh. And I wasn't even always a huge fan of oysters. I like them, but this tastes different. It's amazing. This is the one that I'm really looking forward to. This is filled with scallops. It looks so good. Literally a steamed scallop bun. Today is definitely a cheat day, but once in a while. And this is actually quite healthy anyway, in my opinion. This is gonna be so good. This is the one that I think will be my favorite. Scallops. Oh, wow. That's gotta be the best one I've ever had in my life. Amazing. Oh, the flavor. You can taste the flavor of the earth with the ocean, and then the bread makes it perfect. Oh, so delicious, guys. We should all try it someday. Wow. Unbelievable. Alright guys, now I'm gonna try a hard-boiled egg that I've never tried in my life. Cooking one with hot spring, like the steam coming off the hot springs. I'm gonna put a little bit of sea salt on it. And I'm actually very curious to see the flavor. And I will tell you, when I grabbed the egg, these things are hot. So it's almost like, I noticed that the shells are like designed to withstand heat. They are holding in the heat so much. It's almost like ceramic. Guys, I put the sea salt on it already. And just so you know, for scientific data, there's a lot of people who argue about whether eggs are good for you or bad for you. You'd be surprised to find out that there's actually some very reliable medical data showing that if you don't eat them all the time, meaning that if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and beans and mushrooms and things, that's pretty much my diet. When you do eat something like meat or eggs or seafood, they actually don't produce a bad effect in the body if you only do it once in a while. In my opinion, it has to do a lot with the bacteria in the gut that you feed for the most part. So it's very unusual data, but let's try it and let me see what this tastes like. Wow. Right away, I can taste the steam from the springs. They add another layer of flavor. It's got to be my favorite egg in the world. Guys, I'm literally going in for seconds on these oysters because I'm actually just going to have the fluid here because the broth tastes so amazing. I don't know, it wasn't always crazy. I mean, it tastes great that it's the taste of the ocean and all the rich minerals, but you can taste the spring within it too. The whole thing is just amazing. I'm gonna drink some right now. The doggy has a diaper on. I've never seen that before. Very cute. So guys, this is so cool. When they discover springs in Japan, they just really treasure them. Here's some pictures of people soaking in the springs in the old days. Old school town. And look at the geyser here. Super cool. And then here they have some information. Yay, look at that, hooray! Isn't it cool? Geothermal. Amazing. And look at this, guys. To me, just so you know, a lot of people don't know that hot springs is the ultimate way to do grounding. I do it 2 to 3 times a day. People think just taking your shoes off. Honestly, that's not the safest way, as you can pick up parasites. And I've known people to have issues by doing that, depending on where you do it. But hot springs is the ultimate way to do grounding. Extremely spiritual, extremely good for your health, and all that stuff always leads to the greatest happiness, which is what I love. Hey, Daddy. Wait, Japanese way. This is pretty cool. This is actually exactly where the hot springs comes out of. And there's the viewing windows on the other side. And then you can see, I like the old Japanese art. That's always super beautiful. And you can put your feet in over there. Sit down and rest here and soak your feet. Put your shoes over here. Right, guys, so this is super cool. They're literally famous for this super amazing broth. It's actually seaweed broth. And this is another, it's filled with octopus. And this is apparently really special. All right, guys, so this has octopus and scallops. I forgot to mention that. And let's see how amazing this broth is that they're talking about. Let's see if we'll enjoy this cheat day. Mmm. I love the broth. So good. You'll see inside, there's a scallop. It actually tastes like egg. So the seafood wrapped around an egg. So delicious. There it is. Look at that. Rich history of water. It's been here since the beginning and will be here till the end. The Alpha and the Omega. And it brings so much life. That's the beautiful part too. And it's so good for our health. You can cook with it. You can bathe with it. Honestly, guys, it's a beautiful spiritual thing. And so much joy and happiness that it provides for so many. And personally, I think it's part of the longevity of the Japanese, the way that they treasure the water and the way they use it so intelligently and actually wisely. More wisdom. It's just so beautiful. A little better view from there. And you have the beautiful view to the ocean. You see the mountains over there. Get the view from the other side. I'll tell you, what a rich and beautiful history and honor. I love, it really is an honor being here, but I love how the Japanese hold honor to the highest level, above money and a lot of the corruption and stuff like that. Really beautiful people in this country, I gotta say. Guys, so this is pretty cool. You actually, instead of steaming the food here, you're actually boiling the eggs. And you can buy some boiled eggs from hot spring water. It's so cool. And then of course the water flows. And then of course over here is where you can soak your feet. Hey guys. I'm gonna soak my feet. You know all these like stones? So you can like feel the pressure points actually on your feet when you're walking. I could probably just sit here and read a book for a while. This is really great, and the natural skin is coming right out of there. You'll see, guys, how there's like stones in the water and hits all your pressure points when you're walking. Here, I have the view of the geyser, the hot springs. Pretty cool. Hot springs. So cool. Japanese way. That one only has so much data. This is a really beautiful story here, actually. So basically what the story talks about is a deer that was injured, and the deer was soaking in the hot springs, and as the Japanese call it, the onsen. And so this man observed it, and then that's the story of this area. Nature knows what to do, guys. And check out the quiet road. And then of course the ocean and the mountain. And notice I don't see any chemtrails in the sky, which is always a beautiful thing. You don't see that. All right, so this is the ocean view, and this is actually pretty cool. Here's an old, I believe, seaweed boat. There's the building, and if you notice, I love the old kind of historical pictures they have, the old black and whites. Super cool. Hey guys, I just thought I'd share a little bit of the drive there, as it's beautiful, right by the ocean. Here are a few seagulls, small town. There's seaweed town here, seafood, hot springs, and the broth that they have here, the seaweed broth, unbelievable. It's like drinking tea. It's so good, and it feels so good, like on the chest and on the throat when you're drinking it. It just feels really nice. It's cool, guys. I was just driving by and look, they're doing the seaweed. Right, guys, more of this beautiful drive. Oh, look at that. I I missed it. It was like a waterfall. And you could hear the sound. I wonder if you guys picked up on the sound. But driving towards one of my favorite hot springs in the world, and it just happens to be here in Japan. Oh, see, look at these houses, guys. Pretty old houses around here. All right, guys, so I arrived to my favorite hot spring out in the mountains here. Like literally, I gotta say, this is an amazing spot, but this is hilarious. Look at this. This is a macked out truck. Japanese love their trucks just like Americans do. Look at that, it's an extra cab. The fancy wheels all glossed up and pretty. Of course, I just think it's funny actually. Isn't it pretty though? Look at all the stonework too. This place is beautiful. All right guys, so for those of you who've really stuck around this long for the video, so I mean, I got some secrets. And what I mean by secrets is I have some secrets when it comes to health, when it comes to spirituality, stuff that honestly I haven't found that anybody who knows. And I listen to podcasts and I listen to a lot of people, but there's just, people don't know about this one. And some of these I will unveil in time. Now, obviously what I'm doing right now is I'm about to go into this hot spring. This is actually a very special one. To be quite honest, well, good luck finding this one. I mean, we're talking, we're out in the mountains and there's no internet out here. And I don't know if you can hear it, to be quite honest, but if you can hear it, can you hear the river? There's a river running right by here along with the hot spring. There's a very spiritual part about the river. It's one of the reasons that, well, Jesus was baptized in a river. And water is quite magical and there's a lot of things to learn from it. And I never thought that my journey would lead down a path like this. But I will tell you, one of these days, whether you stay tuned to the channel or wherever I decide to do it, I'm going to disclose some secrets about rivers and water and hot springs, things that I believe will blow the mind of not just the average person, but of the world, because it's like a technology that's beyond the technology that, quote unquote, anybody would understand. It almost seems like, well, it seems like foo-foo, like stuff you just wouldn't believe. I'm such a skeptic, so I wouldn't have believed it myself had I not experienced it for myself. But, all right, guys, sadly, I can't show you inside the hot springs. There are rules here in Japan, and, well, you basically go in with nothing on, just like when you were born. You have no clothes, no phone, no nothing. You can't carry anything with you. And I'm about to go in, and I wish I could share with you, and I'll share some images and some pictures that I can find, but that's about all I can share. And this is a very special place. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous place, and the water is what makes it special. And notice, no chemtrails around here, no internet around here, only a river and the hot springs, the mountains, and luckily this building. So hope you guys enjoy the footage. All right, guys, all right. I'm about to enter the hot springs, and of course I'm not allowed footage in there, but here's a picture of what I'm about to enter. Look, notice how the water is really kind of bluish, whitish, and you're surrounded by the mountains. And this is about exactly where I'm about to go in. So it's so gorgeous. The water's filled with just rich minerals, and your body feels like it's covered in like, almost feels like plasma, and I don't want to say slime because your skin feels so smooth. It's like clean slime. Slime's a terrible word, but it's so amazing. Right, guys, so this is the entrance to the hot spring. Look at the size of those windows. And they have a lot of rich history here, actually, in regards to, it's not Native Americans, but it's like the Japanese Native Americans. It's really quite interesting, actually. A lot of imagery and a lot of like imaging like that. A lot of stonework. It's actually quite beautiful and amazing. And look, they're so into the ocean because the Japanese have lived off the ocean. And I didn't show you guys the temples. See how they have like this particular imagery? I believe all those are kind of drawn by kids at school. And they do so many beautiful things here. Look, even at nighttime with all the lights. And this is a very sacred place. I mean, look how gorgeous it is. I don't know if you guys can really see how beautiful this is. And you'd be surprised if you want to guess how much it costs for me to come into this gorgeous place. I believe it's like $6. I mean, to be able to soak in these waters and these building and everything they provide, and look at the beautiful cherry blossoms that they have in Japan, you know, during certain times of the year, and the beautiful paintings, and I mean, the whole thing is just unbelievable. And so here's where I'm gonna put my shoes away and keep going towards the hot springs. This is the entrance, but over here is where a lot of people relax afterwards. After going through the heat, you just kind of calm down. They even have a little exercise area, which is kind of wild, actually. This is all very old-fashioned, just so you know, like so old. And here's the entrance to the hot springs. I really wish I could, honestly, I wish I could show you, because the experience is just priceless. All right, guys, so I just got done in the hot spring, and I got to tell you, look at this little camper. This thing's smaller than a minivan, but this is how interesting, and look at the front end of that thing, how small it is. Anyway, this is really great. I think that's hilarious. And I hope you guys are enjoying the video. And I'll keep on showing you more footage before the day is over. Guys, leaving the hot springs. Look at this. Isn't that cool? Look at that tunnel right into the mountain. And here we go. Just left the hot spring. Going to dinner now after a wonderful soak in the waters of nature. This is so cool. Woo! I actually kind of like these tunnels. It's kind of fun. Looks like I'm going through a wormhole. Whee! I'm still driving, and the scenery here is unbelievable. Look at this. Look at the ocean. Guys, this has been such a beautiful day. And this is, well, this is kind of how I live every day, and that's, you know, this is priceless, guys. I hope you understand. I could be riding around this little car, which I am, which is like a cheap little car. No Gucci purses, no Rolex watches, no fancy stuff. Just a peaceful, clean, healthy, happy life. Guys, I'm going over this mountain in my little tiny car that's probably the size of a motorcycle. Barely made it up the hill, but look at this! Look at this! Ah. The views are so beautiful. Look at the mountains. Look at the forest. Isn't this great? And look, how many people are on the road? Nobody. I mean, out here in the mountains in Japan, I tell you, there is not a lot of people. And once in a while you see these little tiny cars, kind of like the one that I'm driving, actually. And I love the way they take care of their country, actually. It's just beautiful, guys. I really hope you're enjoying the video. If you are, give the video a thumbs up. Look at that. Look at the way the sun's hitting the mountains right there. Guys, sitting here at an intersection right before I'm about to turn. Just thought I'd show you. Even the intersections are beautiful. Look at the mountains. So pretty. Look at that one. It's so nice out here. Oh, see, look, there's a Japanese signal. Look at that little truck. It's just too ridiculous sometimes, it's funny. All right, guys, look at that view. I'm coming down the mountain right now. Isn't it pretty? Look at the colors. Look at the houses out here. Vegetation. I'm headed to dinner now. So check this out, guys. I found a nice, beautiful restaurant at the end of the day. I'm not actually sure exactly what they serve there, but I kind of just like the view. Look at the beautiful ocean. Look at the beautiful moon. You know what? Look at these kind of nice apartments right here with the ocean view. Oh, real nice, guys. I don't know, I kind of like this place. I mean, I don't know the kind of food they serve, but it's like the brick and look at the kind of Italian. Well, I hope you've been enjoying the video and the day as much as I have been.